Guys, alright, so it's your boy Salvajee from the Salvajee Cartel. I'm at Eichenwalde. This is another Widowmaker map guide series episode. If you're new here, we're taking a look at beginner spots, general spots, and rarely used spots for Widowmaker. And of course, this series is great if you want to improve your positioning with Widowmaker as well, since I'm going to be giving you guys a brief explanation of what you guys can use these positions for. Let's get started. This is a very good spot when it comes down to getting enemies that are on the choke. Really good spot here as well. These are just general spots, so I'm not going to be going too deep into them, alright? This is obviously a really great spot as well. You guys can also grapple on over here, take out the Widowmakers, take out the Torbjorns. So a lot of Widowmakers, they like to come up here, and then they just drop down. Keep in mind, you guys can actually come over here and then use this as cover. You know, you can put a venom mine right here, and it's either going to get destroyed, which means you need to get out of there, or it's going to get triggered. If it gets triggered, you might have a chance to actually kill the enemy. Keep in mind, if a tracer jumps at you, like through here, you know, you have a really decent chance of landing a shot on her, since it's just a straight corridor and she's not going to be able to do much. Fully charged shot and a melee, of course, should finish off a tracer, just in case you guys didn't know that. This choke right here, right, can be a huge problem. So, like 9.8 out of 10 times this flank tends to work out. You just want to aim your grapple towards this direction, jump at the, you know, peak of your jump, and then you guys want to go around, see if you can take out their healers and all that stuff. If your aim isn't that great, I don't recommend it. This is most likely a suicide route, which you should only take if, of course, your team just cannot cross the choke in general, alright? I just don't recommend that route because sometimes it just doesn't work out, and it's basically just you wasting time, and it's not a good idea to waste time with Widowmaker. She's very demanding. This is a really good spot right here to, you know, let's say you're fighting on the point. There's someone on that high ground. This is a really good spot to take them out. And of course, this gives you an opportunity to push over here towards this side right here, which gives you really good line of sight access to the point. But a lot of people forget also, you can also get shot from this direction. So make sure that, of course, you guys can throw a venom mine over there. And you guys can also use this car as cover as well. You guys can also use this little area as a line of sight on the point. You guys can also use this line of sight as well. As you guys can see, clearly very effective. When we're attacking with Widowmaker, we also want to take advantage of this grapple shot right here. It's really helpful. And I just noticed, dude, there's so many damn birds on this map. I never realized it, because I'm always, you know, trying to fight on this map and stuff. Let's just take a look at the defender side of things real quick. So right at the beginning of the match, what I like to do, you know, you guys can come over here, and then you guys can just easily get a grapple shot in to the enemy spawn if you guys want. You guys are gonna have to practice it a bit, because, you know, sometimes you can't really, you know, get it in that well. But yeah, if you're able to land this grapple shot from time to time, make sure that you go so. Like, if you take out their mercy, that's like huge. You know, they're gonna have to wait for that mercy. Really good line of sight when you're defending is this one right here. This line of sight right here is also really good. A lot of Widowmakers like to camp somewhere around here. To keep in mind, they can grapple shot you from up there. You guys can use this little line of sight right here. It's not as great, but it is something that is effective, specifically when the team is pushing. For example, if you know the enemy team is going to push, alright, right now we're in a meta that dive isn't really as dominant. So when the Reinhardt's moving, you guys can just come all the way back here, alright, and get the people, like the Reinhardt's over there, right? His backline's going to be over here. Alright, so let's say that you take out a mercy. The soldier's going to be somewhere around there. Alright, but you're going to be here. So if the soldier comes at you, all you have to do is just whoop. Alright, I'm just going to get this health back. Just going to put this venom mine here. Just going to come to this high ground. Take out your Reinhardt that's probably charging or brawling. So make sure that you guys use that spot. For the most part also, you guys can use this little, you know, I guess you could say movement area. I don't know what we're gonna call this, but yeah, you guys can constantly be switching between these two spots, so, you know, to be constantly confusing your opponent. From time to time, you guys can also come up here on the defending side of things, and if I were to, you know, say what's the one power spot for this first point, it's definitely this right here, at least for the choke. The team that controls this is the team that might be able to control the entire fight. The second power point of this map, alright, the power location that you want to have control of, specifically in defense with Widow, is this one right here. Unmobile heroes cannot get to you, or will have a very hard time getting to you. And of course, you have access towards this entire area over here. there can be a Widow there, it doesn't matter. You're just gonna take her out, right? Because you're just gonna be able to have the positional advantage over her. When you're attacking with Widowmaker, you guys can also use this little area right here. If you see a Widow coming in, remember, you guys can come out here, shoot him. Alright, sometimes there's a torp turret up there. You guys can just, you know, use this, you know, peek, shoot the turret. Keep in mind, you guys can also flank. Alright, and of course, kill some enemies that are coming from over here. You guys can also use this little area right here as you're attacking. I would only recommend that you guys do that though if it's necessary. Because, you know, if you just come out, like if your team's fighting, right? And then you just come all the way up here. It's kind of gonna be a little suicidal, okay? So just make sure that you're making, you know, actual good decisions. When you're attacking, after you get the point, you guys can just do this, whoop, and bam. You know, just take out enemies as they are, you know, coming back from spawn. Or if you're attacking, okay, and you know, the enemies, your team is fighting, you know, there's a couple of people that they've taken out. Make sure that you go for the grapple shot. You might be able to get an Ana, a Zenyatta, a Soldier, you know, whatever works, right? A Pharah. A lot of Pharahs like to be somewhere around here, right? Sometimes when they fly. So you want to use this Metal Gear as some cover. Okay? So if she shoots you, again, this thing is blocking your entire body. It's just not going to hit you unless, of course, she gets you with that splash damage. We move on forward to the second point, or the first point, whatever you want to call it. This is a really good grapple shot. You know, it's not great, but it's pretty good. You know, it can work from time to time. I don't like that grapple shot because sometimes, you know, if you time the jump incorrectly, that happens. So make sure that you're timing your jumps, okay, guys? When you're attacking Widow, this little area, you know, is rarely used. Instead of, like, let's say there's a team fight, your team already got that first point, right? Like, don't go all the way around here. You want to just grapple on over here. Alright, and then just come through here. And look at that. You have a clean line of sight on this entire area right here. You have that high ground advantage. You see that high ground over there. Alright. Now, what do you do, right, when you're, like, around this area? Well, the payload's captured. You know, assuming they don't have a Pharah, this is a really good spot. It gives you a huge line of sight. Alright, it gives you a line of sight to the roof. Now, this is pretty obvious. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But this area right here, you know, you can aim at this high ground over here. General knowledge, but I want to point it out because I know there's always going to be that one kid saying, you missed this spots. Like, why are you so... Why would I take advice from a 2-star bronze I got a platinum border, boy. I mean, I got a silver border, not a platinum one. Okay, listen. We move on forward to this little area right here. This isn't really the greatest spot for the most part. If you guys are here for some reason, alright, and there's a fight going on over there, make sure that you take a shot. And dude, you gotta change positions ASAP. Alright, maybe just try coming in somewhere around here. This beginning part with Widowmaker, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. Furthermore, you guys can actually, of course, come up here. Oops. Yeah, you guys can actually, of course, come up here and then use this as, you know, kill the enemies that are on that line of sight. And then, of course, if they're backing away, you guys can just come over here. Or, of course, you guys can just, whee! Yay! Take out someone from that spot. Okay, we covered this first area as an attacker. As a defender, of course, you guys can use this spot right here for obvious reasons. Hey, look, it's the enemy spawn. You can actually snipe people as they come from spawn, of course, if you're very, very accurate. This area right here, really, really good. Alright, really, really good position. You have access to all of these areas where the enemy team is going to come from. Now, here's something that I like to do, right? If I had to choose one power position for this point, the power position thingy, actually, it's something that I've been doing recently, and it's something that I haven't done for previous point, but I might make a separate series on it, maybe. So look, this is a power position in this map on Eichenwalde, right, on this point here, because it gives you access to this area and this area right here. So when you're defending with Widowmaker, you need to make sure that you're somewhere around here. Okay, this area is just way too good. Okay, Pharahs can come over here. You can just take them out. Widows that are down there, you can take them out. You can back away. If a soldier's shooting you, you can use this as cover. It's just really, really good, guys. If you're not using this area as Widow, or this one, you're just not using her to the fullest potential, right? So for the most part also, and let's say that you are attacking with Widow. We're going to switch to attacking now. You guys can also come up here, alright, and then use this as an entire line of sight. And of course, you guys can also use this. It's not really, you know, this one's kind of like a whatever thing. Alright, when you're defending with Widowmaker, you guys can actually come up here and, you know, shoot the healers that are somewhere around here if the payload is somewhere around there. You know, sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to be on attacking here, right? And then your team's going to lose the fight. So you're just going to be kind of back here. You know, maybe they don't know your position. Your team is somehow getting back. You know, their payload was all the way over there. You can take all the healers that are over here. It's not something that I recommend, but it's something that you guys can do. Alright, and the reason why I'm telling you guys that you guys can do this and take all the healers that are over here, because then you can just grapple on over here and then just basically be with your team in a matter of seconds. Okay, it all depends whether you have your grapple or not. Okay, when you're defending with Widowmaker, this is also a very great spot. Obviously, you want to use this spot as well. It gives you an entirely good line of sight. You guys can also get this high ground here if there's a soldier being pesky or whatever. You guys can use this as cover. And then you guys can Assassin's Creed him. Bam! Just like that. We move on forward to the second point. When you're attacking with Widow, you guys can actually drop over here, right? Like through this little area as you're coming in from the attacking side of things. And look at that. You guys have access to this entire line of sight. However, that's not something I would recommend because like I said, right, you want to come over here. This is a power position of the map and this point. Okay, when you're attacking with Widowmaker, you want to take this position. It gives you access to the entire enemy spawn. Look, you know, they're going to be coming from those doors. They're going to be coming from up there. There's going to be a fight going on over there. No one can get to you when you're over here unless, of course, that's very mobile heroes. You know, we're talking Winstons, Tracers. They can come up here. Make sure that you have a venom mine somewhere around there. Alright, like that. When they come in, you see them. What happens? What do you do if they come in? Well, sometimes you can actually just come over here and then challenge them. Or you can just come over here. Your Mercy can heal you. She damage boosts you. Bam. You kill them. Simple. Easy clap. This is also a really good spot with Widowmaker. Alright, when you're attacking. Gives you some decent cover. You can use the tree to protect yourself from Feral Rockets. When you are defending, you guys can also use this spot right here. You guys can also get inside this little thingy here. And then, you know, just use that as a cover. So these little doors right here, it's not something I would recommend if the enemy has a Pharah, but for the most part, let's say that the enemy won a fight somewhere around there, or you know, your teammates are sort of backing out and you're inside this thing, you come over here through this door and then bam, you just take them out through here. Now that's a really good power position, but when you're defending the Widow, right, this is also a really great power position, and I guess you could say the second power position of this map. If you're here, you're gonna be able to like easily exterminate, you know, all of these teammates that are gonna be coming towards you. This is a really good spot as well, as you guys can clearly see. Not too much to explain because again, it's just a basic spot. As you're attacking with Widowmaker, you guys can also, you know, come through here, through these stairs, or you guys can just straight up not waste any time and then just grapple all the way over here. Just go for a grapple shot. Alright, you guys can also just come over here, use this as cover, and then look at that. You're right here in front of this health pack. There's a McCree, there's a Genji. On top of all that, you keep in mind, you guys can also just do this. Whoop. There we go. Hey team, how are you? Hello team, you're right there. I'm over here, I'm shooting them. And then I'm gonna go to my power position. For the most part, when I play Widow with this map, I usually just go to that power position over there. It's just way too good. Let's take a look at the third point with Widow. When you're attacking, alright, this little spot right here, really good. This thing covers you from Feral Rockets, as you guys can see. Let me just break this chair. Alright, as you guys can see, Feral Rockets coming in, whoop, I'm just gonna use this as cover. Unless, of course, you know, you get that splash damage in. Alright, this one right here, you guys can also use that as cover. This door is gonna be broken. Alright, so you guys can, of course, you know, use this as a line of sight. It's not that great, but whatever, you can use it. And then, of course, you can just go back. One of the power positions that I use here on Eichenwalde is usually this one right here. Okay, because I get cover, I got a health pack over there, I can like retreat by going over there if my team loses the fight. Alright, so this is just a very good overall position. Let's say you're attacking Widow, right? You know, maybe there's a fight going on over there. Maybe it's a Reaper and a Winston. You gotta come over here, you can flank them. You know, this isn't, you know, that's kind of like just like a situational thing, but you can do it. Over here, obviously, self-explanatory. Chalices. Alright, the reason why I want to use these chalices is because now in the meta, there's not a lot of mobile heroes. What is dead Reinhardt doing there? Okay. Hopefully this video doesn't get demonetized because of a dead decaying body in this video. Okay, so we're gonna be over here. That's right, on the chalice. We can, you know, shoot enemies from over there. I thought there was one there. Honestly, I really did. Okay. When you're attacking Widowmaker, you guys can also just come over here. You know, just use this. Not really what I recommend. Or you guys can just use this spot right here. Alright, this spot is going to catch them off guard. You know, you're just going to be doing damage. And then when they start coming to you, you can just use this spot right here. Alright. Not a lot of crazy spots on Eichenwalde. But of course, there are a couple of things that I have pointed out that I'm pretty sure are going to help out these newer Widowmaker players. This spot right here, pretty self-explanatory. You guys can actually come all the way over here, right, and then help out in the team fight from this point of view. This line of sight is great, guys, and of course you can even take it a step further, and you guys can, of course, you know, shoot enemies that are over there if they're over there, and of course come over here to this high ground. Okay, when you're attacking Widow, you shouldn't take these high grounds as much. It's just like, you know, just something that I wanted to point out. Let's take a look at defense. I really like defending this part of the map with Widow. We have this area right here, which gives you access to this door, that door, and basically just the enemies that are coming from over here. We have this area right here that you can get inside of, and then you can basically just aim really, really good. And then, of course, keep in mind, if they see you from there, all you gotta do is just come over here. This is the power position for the defenders. You want to have this as Widowmaker. Alright, this is the power position, again, for the defenders on Widowmaker. You want to be using this you know, aggressively. You don't want this position taken away from you. Alright, this position is really, really good. As you guys can see, you have a clear, amazing line of sight over here. Maybe if they start pushing you too much, if they start doing too much damage, you guys can actually just come over here, you know, and then just like, you know, hit the enemies that are over here. And of course, you guys can also alternate. Alright, the reason why this position is so damn good is because you basically have high ground. You have a mega pack over there. And on top of all that, you can also just drop over here and then just change positions on a Widowmaker constantly, right? Like, you're just going to be driving her nuts. On top of all that, you also have this escape route right here, which gives you another health pack. And then this great line of sight right here as well. You know, if the enemy is pushing, this is why I say this is a power position, right? Because it gives you access to a lot of things. Mega pack over there, small pack over here, new line of sight over here, another line of sight over here. And then, of course, one of the most important things, let's say that they jump on you, let's say that the team's pushing way too much, you can just ravel on over here. And as you guys can see, you guys can just, you know, easily eliminate all of the enemies that are in front of you. Obviously, this is an obvious line of sight. You want to be using these pillars as a line of sight. And then, of course, you guys can also use these pillars as well. Alright, and that's pretty much it for Eichenwalde, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep in mind, this is for the newer Widowmaker players, you know, not for the crazy advanced Widow players that just know every single position and all that stuff. I hope this video helped out, and remember, you know, you might want to consider subscribing for more great guides out there, Fortnite content, Overwatch content, Hearthstone, all that good stuff. See you guys in the next one. Peace.